Hello and welcome tankers to another episode of World of Tanks with PR154. We're here on Siegfried line with Diloquean, and he is in his ELC even 90 for an absolute nail-biter of a match. Now, Dilo is not currently associated with a clan, but after seeing this replay, you might change your mind about that and try to recruit him. So, as any sensible light tank would do, the first play is to try and get map control on the field, which he does so initially a little timidly. What I normally like to see is light tanks sort of playing through here, and then medium tanks playing through here, and sort of supporting each other with eyes and crossfire, particularly if the mediums can fire from relative cover. He hasn't done that, but it's potentially a little bit redundant with Bosnich from the Fiddy clan already over there in the Batchat 12T. In any case, he's been able to spot the enemy Batchat, who's appears to have attempted a similar play early on in the game. So Diloquean makes an advancement. This is sometimes a little bit risky. You can proxy spot enemies, or enemies can proxy spot you, as appears to be the case here with the M4A1. It's fortunate in this case that the enemy has not made a bold play for the E line at this stage, otherwise he would be quite vulnerable to enemy fire, even for that matter enemy fire coming from sort of anywhere in this A1 to C3 quadrant of the map. But that's between him and the enemy at this point, I guess. So far, no enemy assets appear to have contested the western side of the field. In fact, their strength appears to be in the city, starting to have a marked effect against Dilo's team. They're already now 2 tanks down and significantly rather down with the hit points. We see the enemy ELC even 90 is making a play. However, Dilo's in a perfect position to support the Batchat 12T with a crossfire, particularly while shooting from a position of cover here. Unfortunately, Bosnich in the Batchat 12T has taken some hits on the way as well. He's reduced to about 600 hit points, so getting away from that ELC even 90s. Sorry, a bit more than that. He's down to less than 200 hit points, which easily makes him a one-shot for that enemy ELC even 90 if it decides to hop up into the bush and press the issue. So this, the result of this is that the enemy has retaken the field, and with such risk of being proxy spotted from this this inner ring, if you have it enabled, that indicates where enemies will see you automatically if they happen to come within 50 meters of you. No matter how good your crew is, no matter how good your camo rating is, you will get spotted if 2 tanks are together within that circle. So beating an escape, but not without causing some spotting damage to the Scorpion, achieved through that proxy spotting damage that we talked about. So by all accounts, this is looking like a pretty dangerous walkover. The scores are 1-4, and not going Dilo's way. They are now actively ceding control of 3/4 of the map and just falling back to this hill. The enemy has pretty well taken control of the city at this point. So not looking good at all for Dilo's team. But despite the imbalance in kills, there are many enemies on there are many opposing forces that are on very low hit points, and this is situations where, particularly in the end game, French light tanks and other autoloader tanks that just have that heightened kill ability with burst damage, they start to come into their own. So we're looking for tanks like that Batchat 12T that the SU-130PM shuts down fairly promptly. And you can see quite a few other one-shot enemy tanks just appearing through the trees there, as they've Dillo's team, despite losing the city, has made the enemy paid for every inch of it. And Dillo scores his first kill of the game, taking out the enemy ISU-152, but not without taking a hit in the process. Scores are looking a lot more level now, as Dillo's team has capitalised on easy kills from low hit point enemies at 8-10. And the team starts to wear down on the Tiger 2. Unfortunately, another swing and a miss from Dillo with his AP rounds from the ELC even 90. But we're pretty well backs to the wall at this point. All of Dillo's teammates are now just hugging that red line. In fact, they're outnumbered 2-1 at this point in time. Very frustrating miss off the Object 252U there. And Dillo goes for another reload. The Object 252U is a one-shot for Dillo, so if you can land a penetrating hit, particularly if he can do that from cover and concealment and not take any damage in turn, that would be absolutely plum. M4A1 crashes and burns following a shot from the SU-130. And the supporting light tank is taken out by the enemy ELC even 90. Greggy in the SU-130PM takes out the enemy defender, spotting damage to Dillo, and now we have I guess a dance of death between the two ELC even 90s. Slightly missed opportunity there, but for both tanks. But Dillo very much has the advantage on hit points, and he appears to have reloaded his magazine first and takes out the enemy ELC even 90. While doing so, Greggy's taken out the opposing SU-130PM. So now it's one light tank and one tank destroyer against two heavy tanks that both appear to be in fairly poor condition from a hit point of view. Although, so this is potentially 2 shots left to take out the Renegade. Shot and a bounce. Shot and a penetration, and the Renegade returns fire. A couple of low rolls there from Dillo, unfortunately, when you're sort of supposed to be around 240 alpha on the ELC even 90, so a bit of bad luck there, and the Renegade is still in the game. Repositioning for a reload, so that hopefully the enemy is not going to pre-aim your last position in the hopes that you reveal yourself. And now he is all alone with the SU-130PM having been taken out by the Renegade. 50 TP PR makes a play and starts capping, unfortunately showing its vulnerable side to the ELC even 90. It's now a 1 versus 1 situation, Dillo having picked up 3 kills. The Renegade is a one-shot for the ELC even 90. ELC even 90 very much a one-shot for the Renegade. Although that depends on whether the American premium heavy tank can see him. A lot of positive words from the friendly team there. So this is that's the sort of gameplay we like to see. 85 hit points to the enemy Renegade, 250 to Dilo, and the Renegade is sitting on cap. As far as the Renegade's concerned, however, the ELC even 90 could be anywhere. So at this point it is Dilo's game to lose. There we are. He's seen his prey, lining up for the very obvious turret weak spot. Bounce. Bounce again. And now he's on the reload. Still loading AP, unfortunately. Probably with the stakes being the way they are, it's like perhaps loading the gold probably would have been a better solution. Sometimes ammunition management is critical, and no, he has switched shells. He has switched over to the gold, perhaps having learned his lesson from the last volley, and takes a more sensible angle of fire, much more confidence of landing a penetrating hit. Just pre-aiming, just waiting for that clip to load. And that is game, with only a couple of seconds to spare. What an absolute nail-biter of a finish there from Dilo, and well done. Let's go and take a look at his results page. So a very close victory for Dilo in the ELC even 90. I can't help but feel he was robbed in this instance. He's come away with a level 2 mastery, which is borderline offensive considering how instrumental he was to that successful outcome of the game. He's killed over 4 enemy tanks, which has earned him the fighter badge, a reasonable amount of spotting damage, and over 1,500 damage caused to the enemy directly. He's got the Battle Heroes badge here for Defender, where you reduce enemy capture points by 70 or more. So very well done to Dilo for saving the cap and ultimately saving the game. Looking at the team scores, fantastic game here by Reggie of New Zealand native contingent. We'll give him a big shout out there. And yeah, that game is about as close as they come. So well done, Greggy, and well done, Dilo. And if you'd like to see your replays featured on World of Tanks with PR154, please shoot us a note on Discord or any of the other links below this video, and we'll see what we can do for you. In the meantime, take care out there.